I'm turning full right here. Turning, turning, turning. So he is going to lose traction. We're both turning. I'm not turning as severe. He is, which is why he's going to lose control. I would say, on the closest of racing lines as you can get. Also, he should have got a penalty there. But so he's still no contact still. Oops. He is full throttle. So not sure exactly what he thought was going to happen. I turn to avoid. See, I'm still trying to turn to avoid. So my previous turn was coming in more at this angle to go straight. And now, as you can see, my wheels are turning, trying to avoid the inevitable. He again, still full throttle. He's, well, let's see. He's full throttle, wheels relatively straight. I'm half throttle, again attempting to not run into him, but also trying to allow him to speed up. Initial hit. He is still full throttle. I'm half. I'm still trying to turn away from him. He's starting to counter steer. Loses it. Still full throttle. I feel like he's going to save it. Again, let's see, I believe I am still trying to turn away from him. And was that full throttle? Still not exactly full throttle, but getting there. He's now 100% going to lose it. Still trying to counter steer out of it, but ain't gonna happen. And at this point, like, I'm the screwed one because all those people could avoid this. I can't. I can either stop completely, which, let's see, which I'm not at this point. I'm going for the avoidance because if he counter steers, brings the rear end to the right, and I go right, it's avoided, right? Unfortunately, he's completely lost it as I'm already trying to go to the right, so I have nowhere to go. He's now off throttle, off brake. I'm still trying to make a path of avoidance. I mean, again, this is also like slow motion, so it's not like I can exactly say what's going through my mind. But, I mean, at this point, there's nothing I can do. Obviously nothing he can do. I'll play it in full speed afterwards. It looks worse than what it actually was. Trying to counter steer out of it. I mean, nothing I can do. Hits. Off throttle. Again, I think there's potential he could save this. Even though now I'm in a path directly towards the wall. But I guess hard enough hit that it sends him sideways. Now I'm on the brakes. And it is like so fast, there's really nothing I can do. Trying to correct it. Okay, let's go back. Full speed. Also, don't know why the game didn't ghost him. Goes wide, turning way too hard. So yeah, I mean, it's tough. I'm not gonna say I'm like, did it on purpose. Obviously I didn't, but he is way offline and turning extremely sharply to get back online. I'm on the racing line thinking he's just gonna try to follow this through. So that's what obviously I'm doing because I'm on the racing line. I mean, this is probably the mistake, beginning of the mistake. Right here, he should not be turning that severely. Like you're already over, like you're gonna get a penalty regardless. He should have just kept going a little bit more straight, and this would have been avoided. But you can't, like, as you're driving behind someone, you don't anticipate that they're going to turn completely back in. So I think that's where, people will say, I have the blame. Yeah, I mean, there's no way that I could have anticipated he's going to come back in and hit me. Like, there's not really any way other than to watch it straight out. waiting 10 seconds. Full speed. It's a terrible line that he took on the line. He turns back into the track after going off of it. That's kind of the aggravating factor, if you would. Turning into me. At the second hit, I don't know why it wasn't ghosting him, which is a strange aspect of this game. Sometimes people are ghosted, sometimes they're not. Like, okay, hit there, he should be ghosted at that point. There, it doesn't look nearly as bad. Just a combination of factors, but if he would have just stayed on a straighter path, it really would have been avoided. This is the evidence for myself. I'm not found liable here. I'm turning so hard. See? This is basically full lock. I'm trying to get away from him, regardless of if he's going to stay straight or not. And he decides to turn even further into the lane. And you can see me. He's like way too sharp. I would say he's completely sliding. Like at that exact moment. But he's there. He should have started turning back straight. Like there's no way you were ever gonna make that. I guess you just tried. Maybe he thought he was gonna hit the wall. It doesn't. It's really weird that the turning doesn't look that severe on the outside. But in the car, I mean, it's obviously he's turning severely. At that point, we still, I don't know if we've touched at that point. Yeah, we did. speed, both parties. Maybe we both crash. Third person view. I'm not going to call myself a dirty driver because that was not intentional, and I think the blame is mostly on his part. Had that been my fault, I would have let him go. I think that was the mistake, because he tried to come back onto the track after going off the track. I mean, even if you tried to compare that to any kind of racing, I'm not obligated to slow down because you went off the track. At that point, you should have kept going straight, turned back into the track and hit me, turned sideways, and then we hit again. So he was going in the direction I was trying to avoid, but that was literally going to be unavoidable. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. Maybe just a racing incident, if we can get that serious. He was just, honestly, that's what it was.